Now you guys know that MMOs are becoming really pay to win, and you guys know my stance on pay to win. I don't like it, but I know people that have spent thousands, like 10,000s on a game, 100,000s on a game, but I've never seen somebody spend close to 500,000 on a game. So today we're gonna be checking out a video of how somebody spent 500,000 on Diablo Immortal. So let's just jump into it. There's the video. It's the real cost of being a whale in Diablo Immortal. It's the video that we're going to be checking out.
To become a whale in Diablo Immortal. Now, in some games, it might only cost you $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, but Diablo Immortal is not like
just cost you. He said it might just cost you $10,000, like it's like some pocket change. But it's crazy because in many of the games that I played, because I played like MMORPGs and crossplay games, and 10K, this many to spend 10K in a game that I used to play called Order and Chaos. I was actually really close with like the developers and the community managers there, and they told me that there were two people that spent like $150,000 on the game because they had this lottery system where you can just spin the lottery as much as you wanted to get cool rewards, and they were able to spend 150K.
like these other games. In Diablo Immortal, you'll find players who have spent anywhere from 1,000 to 20,000 to upwards of $100,000. Now, you might remember the infamous video, "Should I refund 100,000 on?"
But yeah, this guy, he spent 100K. You want a video? Should I refund 100K on Diablo Immortal? They would never let you refund that much of money. But I'm like, if you're ready to refund, you probably quit,
Diablo
right?
Immortal from JT is All Business from over 3 years ago. And if you didn't see it from him, then you might have watched the Bald Man react to it. Seeing as he's
As
gotten about 10 times the amount of views on it. But even nowadays, $100,000 is a lot to spend on a game. And it is a little bit.
I mean, 100K spending on a game is crazy. That's like a down payment for a house in my country. Probably gets you a full house in other countries.
Shocking to hear, but that's still over $30,000 a year. That's more than the cost of a new Nissan Sentra. And oh yeah,
Nisas.
stay tuned. We're going to take a look at how JT is All Business is doing nowadays. Since
Bro, with this money, I could be top player in Throne of Liberty right now.
So, what does it mean to be a whale in Diablo Immortal? And how much does this all cost? The first thing I want to mention.
My question is, how do you even spend like so much money? Because in most MMORPGs, you kind of have like a hard cap, right? Like there's so much you can buy. Like for example, in Throne of Liberty, once you have arc boss weapons, which are like basically weapons that are really strong that drop from special bosses, you can buy them through like buying the currency in the game. And then you have heroic weapons where you fully trade out. You can like, if you spend like 10K, you're probably maxed out. You can't really buy anything else in the game, right? Except from costumes. So I wonder, like, what is it in this game that you can just continuously to buy?
Are the in-game currencies and how I'll be making a real dollar comparison here. So the two currencies are platinum, which can be used on the player market, buy and sell items. It can be earned for 3 through the battle pass and a few other places. And then there are orbs, which are the premium currency.
Okay, so this is the pay to win.
Buy from Blizzard. And of course, if you check the website, you can see the same bog standard predatory pricing. And would you believe?
Yeah, this is like the normal MMO or gacha or RPG game pricing. Now you have these packs, you know, for the
Believe me if I told you that
up to $100 to $200 even.
Bundle that is only available on the website.
$200 bundle though is still crazy. Like usually you have like up to $100. You can, some games have 120, but $200 best value package is nasty.
I'm assuming it's because there's some sort of limit to the price of in-app purchases on mobile games, but this bundle will provide you with the best dollar per orbs that you can find.
Okay.
But of course, there is a black market for both of these currencies. I'm
Always.
not going to be considering it in my calculations.
Third-party websites.
Buying orbs from one of these people, then you're going
to. I mean, if you're spending 100,000 or 400K a game, do you really want to buy third-party and you have a chance to get banned? I wouldn't.
With a negative orb balance, and Blizzard's going to make it so that your account can never join a party ever again.
Okay, so this is like Lucent in Throne of Liberty. If you buy from a third-party website, the game detects you. It gives you minus Lucent. So like it can give you minus 6,000 Lucent if you bought it. And then you cannot use the auction house. You cannot get stuff from your guild, stuff like that. So it like kind of bans you. But what you can do is you can buy the 6K Lucent from AGS to make it back to 0. And then you can use all those things again. I wonder if they do it the same way. It's like you can't use all these things. But if you buy back the deficit orbs, yeah, here it says to resolve this, so you need to add eternal orbs. So basically, if you buy from a third-party website, you spend $100, you get minus something, you can just pay Blizzard to get your account unlocked again. It's instead of just banning you, because they just want to make more money.
It's honestly one of the coolest ways I've seen to receive a soft ban, because your account just becomes unusable. You still have it, so now you just have the FOMO.
So here, for example, here it says minus 2.5 million, right? So the only reason they do this is they want to make money. So they know that these players that actually are spending money on third-party websites, they're gonna spend the money required to make the zero, and then they will make a lot of money instead of just fully banning them. It's actually just like a big monetization move from these
Times a
games.
million. But the most cost effective way is to spend your money, buy some orbs, use that to buy crests in the game, get some legendary gems, sell those for plat, or use them yourself.
So
Because you can
legendary
also
gems.
transfer one orb for 10 plat, but this conversion rate sucks and should be only done for like tiny amounts of platinum. Next, I'll briefly explain what systems are in place that make people whales.
I did play Diablo a short period, I remember.
So there are two main things, and these are two
Yeah.
different types of gems. There are normal gems, which come in the red, yellow, and blue
And then there's those
variety,
special
and
juicy
these only
gems.
provide a singular stat. These are a lot more straightforward. You just get duplicates and you upgrade them, and they give you stats. But the number that is required is astronomical. So it's an exponential growth. Every rank
This is how they
requires
get you.
another exponent of 3. So rank 9 is like 7,000 duplicates, and rank 10, the maximum rank, is 20,000.
Yeah, you can see here how the increase is insane. I hate how games do this, especially MMORPGs. They just make like they're gonna make you feel like that you're close, right? They'll be like, "Hey, I have a gem which is rank 8, 8 out of 10," but they don't know that from the rank 8 to 10 is massive. It's insane amount of growth. So even though you might feel that you're close to rank 10 because you have rank 8 gems, the growth is just massive. It's like double or triple the growth from level 1 to 8. Level 8 to 10 is probably like double or triple the growth. So even as a player, you might feel like you're close to max rank. You're not actually. You're not even close.
And just for context, you can only get about 20 of a specific gem per week naturally. So you're going to be spending a lot of platinum on these things. And then there are legendary gems, which these have their own abilities.
This is
provide
probably
their
what's
own
pay to
sort of
win as hell.
boosts, and most importantly, they increase your resonance. Now, your resonance is essentially a number that denotes what rank and what quality your gems
Right
are,
here.
as well as it gives your HP and damage a boost. But that's not too important. All you need to know is the higher the resonance, the more gems the person has bought, the more money they've spent, and so on. And as I've alluded to, the way you get more resonance is by upgrading your gems.
Okay.
And once they're high enough rank, you can throw gems inside of those gems to get another little small resonance boost. And then once you've spent
So you feed a gem other juicy gems to get a small boost, which will boost your HP and attack a little bit.
enough money, you can put gems
And there's no
inside of your
cap?
wings. And you unlock new sets of wings at every 1,000
You get new wings levels.
resonance interval.
So you gotta flex the coolest wing, the biggest
But once
ring.
you put these gems inside of your wings, I have no idea where they go,
So it's not who has the biggest thing anymore, it's who has the biggest wings. I
how
mean,
they sit in there, what they're doing in there, but nonetheless, they provide a little bit of a resonance boost, as I was mentioning. So this is a good look into the money pit that legendary gems are. So the current maximum resonance as of the making of this video is 13,024. But before we jump into the big numbers,
but is the 30,000 resonance capped, or is it just what a player has currently? Can you go above it if you pay to win even more? Because if it's capped, I'm actually surprised if that Diablo Immortal actually capped a stat, which makes the money.
let's take a look at where we came from. So in the beginning, when Diablo Immortal was just a little new game, the max resonance was 7,560, which was very hard to reach, but not impossible, because our friendly neighborhood, JT is all business, achieved it himself.
That's where I'm at. Now, if you guys are wondering, JT, how much have you spent to get where you are? The total I've spent is 67. Well, no, actually, I spent $5,000 today. The total I've spent is $73,000. However, as you can see, a lot of this is in
$73,000? So the resonance used to be 7K, but now they doubled it. So it is a cap, but they just probably increased the cap every update.
internal orbs, which have not been spent yet. So the total amount that's actually spent on the account is somewhere right around, I believe, $63,000.
But at that point, being a whale was considered to be around 5,000 resonance, and we know how much this costs because of a video from Darth Microtransaction.
I told you I would tell you the price of this. So the price of this was $24,000 in order to get those GigaChad wings. It cost the guy just
24,000 for 5,000 resonance, and now you can get 15K.
$500, I think is what he said it was, and was 1,100 runs of the Rift. It was the information that the person who posted those wings answered with.
And now I can tell you from my own experience that nowadays getting 5K costs absolutely nothing close to that.
That's what they do. They make a new update. The whales just spend, and then they release a new cap, and then they make the low level, and then you're gonna have the free-to-play players casually defending it. No, it used to cost $75,000 to get 5,000 residents. Now I can get it as a free-to-play player. This game is not pay to win. That's usually what their argument is, and it's so dumb. That's what they do in Throne Liberty too. Is they're like, Spade, why are you crying about this new gear? Now it's gonna be very easy for us new players to get tier 2 gear. But you're still gonna get slapped by the whales. The game is still pay to win. It doesn't change the fact just because you can get something that the whales could get 6 months ago easier. That's not how it works.
If you wanted to try and get everything at once in the ideal conditions, 5K reso is going to cost you anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000. But if you've been playing for a while, it's more likely that you'll spend closer to $2,000 to $3,000. Now, over the years, they've added 2 additional item slots, which means 2 legendary gem slots, and this brings the max reso up to about 10,000. Again, an impossible number at the time, but what this update also pushed was the boundary of what is considered to be a whale. 5,000 resonance was now much, much more achievable for a lot less money.
What I don't understand in games like this is, right, if you have spent 75K on your character or 100K or whatever, you're maxed out, more than maxed out. You can do probably every single content in this game so easy. You defeat every single player so easily. What's the fun? What's the fun? Isn't the whole point of like a game to like have challenges, to be competitive? Like, I feel like games like this and many other like mobile games or MMOs in general, or MMOs in general these days too, I feel like they just become like a watch. You guys probably, what do you mean with the watch? You know how people buy like expensive watches to show off? Like, hey, look at this, and then compare watches or like anything similar. Like, it's just like a way to flex on people because there's no point in it. It's like you're flexing something in the game that you spend 100K on, but there's no content for you to enjoy. It's just a lottery system. In many games, it just becomes like a lottery system, like an AFK style game where you spend money into something just to show it off, show off your character. Look how much I spent. Because at the end of the day, you don't get any gameplay out of it or any fun. I wouldn't enjoy being a super whale, like just defeating. I mean, it could be fun for like a while where you go on one-shotting people, but eventually you get bored of it because, in my opinion, especially for me, maybe people are different, but I like doing dungeons or PvE where I get challenged, right? I want to have a boss that is able to defeat me. I like to spend hours trying to figure out strategies. In PvP, I like that I don't steamroll everybody because it gets boring. So I just feel like it's just like a flexing kind of thing.
Considered a whale after this update was more around 6,000 to 7,000.
It's an addiction.
And I don't know how
for
much
sure.
it would have cost at the time, but nowadays you can reach 6,000 resonance for close to $10,000. But we're still pretty far off of the 13,024 I mentioned. This is where the wing resonance comes into play. That's right, adding gems inside of your wings. And the bigger your wings are, the more gems you can add in there.
Okay, so the bigger your wings are, the more gems. If you get probably even bigger wings, you can add 4 gems, and then 5, and then 6, and 7. This is probably just going to increase. So you're probably going to add more wings with more slots. That's basically how they're going to do it.
You guessed it. With the addition of wing resonance, the cutoff of who is a whale was again pushed back even further. Nowadays, wing resonance unlocks at 6,000 resonance, so to be considered a whale, you have to be closer to 9,000 resonance. That's right, we've officially surpassed the original maximum. And upon reaching 9,000 resonance, you can apply to the official whale Discord. And then once you're in there, you'll realize that you need to spend another $20,000 just to hang with the big dogs.
There's an official whale Discord where you have to spend more money. A whale Discord? Okay, this is some next level thing. I've been in playing pay-to-win games. I never heard about a whale. Maybe I wasn't invited. Never mind. There probably has been whale Discords. I'm just not invited because I don't spend on games. Yo, is there a TNL whale Discord? Yo, somebody let me know. That's crazy. Bro, what is this, a
So
whole
getting your
cult?
account to 9,000 residents is going to run you about 30,000 US dollars. And that's just for the legendary gems. Again, this is an ideal condition if you're able to just
So
go
this is
and
a start. To become like the whale, you have to start minimum at 30,000.
buy all of this within a few days, if not a week. But that's only one part of it. If you remember earlier, I mentioned that there are also normal gems. And well, there are 20 normal gem slots. And in order to hang with the rest of the whales, you need to get your normal gems ranked up too. Rank 8 would be the bare minimum, rank 9 makes you a contender, and rank 10, while mostly unachievable, is what will give you the edge on the competition. Luckily, out of all the gem slots, you don't really need to worry about the red ones, so you can just save yourself a little bit of money there and upgrade your blue and yellow gems.
Thank you. Thank you for the guide. Now I know when I play Diablo. Guys, if you're playing Diablo, don't worry about the red gems, okay? Focus on the yellow and blue ones, okay? Very important.
Of course,
Thank you.
everybody's doing this, so the blue and yellow gems are more expensive. And this is going to run you about $17,000
Just
to get you to rank
17,000.
9. And not only is it going to cost you so much, you're also going to be spending hours just staring at the market, hoping that someone has posted more gems. Because, as I've mentioned previously,
So now free to play players, they're gonna be like, this is what they usually do. They're like, it's not pay to win because it's a player that has to sell a gem and they will make money in the game. So the game can't be pay to win. There's not enough gems, so whales can't pay to win, even if they have the money because they need the materials from us free to play players.
each rank 9 gem requires 6,561 duplicates. So this brings your minimum cost of becoming a whale to a whopping 47,000.
47K?
And this just barely gets you into the whale territory, because you're also going to need a good pet, and I hope you've been leveling up your sanctum every day.
That's how it looks
The sanctum
expensive.
is just a daily thing. You go inside this area, you open some chests, get some of these gemstones, upgrade some more gems that give you some different stats.
It's
It
like a
all adds up in
lottery.
the end, but it's locked to once a day. So if you haven't been playing for that long, your sanctum is going to be very, very underleveled. But these two things,
But can you pay to win the Sanctum? I guess not. So there's a new argument for the free to play players. You actually have to play the game every day to level up your Sanctum. I got you guys.
are going to run you an extra
Game is not pay to
1,000
win because you have to play every day for the Sanctum.
$5,000, just depending on how long you've been playing. So it's safe to say that 9,000 residence whales are spending somewhere around $50,000 just to hang with the rest. And you might be wondering, oh, there's not that many people who are at 9,000 residents. But these types of accounts are incredibly common. You'll see them everywhere. But they pale in
Why?
comparison to
But why this game? Is it because you have unlimited spending? Maybe that's what whales need or want. Because in most MMOs, you will have some whales, but not this amount of whales. And those games are higher quality too. Is it because this game doesn't have a limit? Like, do people just wanna, the whales do wanna have something that they can spend us endlessly? Because maybe they don't like that there's a limit. Like, for example, in Throne Liberty, once you have Arc Plus weapons, Heroic Max, then all the new T gear, there's nothing else to whale, right? And people slowly catch up. Maybe that's what they don't like. People slowly catching up to them eventually. Maybe they just want to be the big dog forever. I feel like that's what millionaires in general, actually. They don't want those casual people that earn normal wage to catch up to them. They just want to earn more and more money. Because I'm thinking, as a millionaire, I'll be happy if I have like $10 million. I can live happily. Why do you want 20? Or why do you chase $1 billion? It's like an ego thing, I think, right? So it's probably the same in Diablo Immortal. They just want to have something to spend on, and this game gives it to them. It's like it has like enough player numbers for them to feel like they can flex on people, because it's boring to flex in a dead game. But at the same time, they have the ability to just endlessly spend, which is good for their ego, right? It has to be some ego
the
thing,
real
right?
whales, those who have made it to the in-game cap.
It's like in in Dubai, you have Bugattis everywhere, Ferraris, which are expensive. But it's, if you guys don't know, it's the plate number on the car. The lower the number, it, like, I think a plate number that is like under 100 or 50 costs like 10 times more than the car itself. So it's just like a flex thing. And I feel like Diablo Immortal is like a perfect example of it, because you have, everybody has Bugattis. right? Everybody running around with the Bugattis. But who has the biggest, lowest plate number? Who has the biggest wings? And it's just like ego thing at this point,
13,024
just a flex.
resonance. So players haven't honestly been up this high in resonance for that long. It has been less than half a year since we've seen the first accounts at all ever maxed out on resonance. At least in the US. I'm not sure how China's going since they essentially have their own game over there. But reaching 13,024 resonance is no small feat. The absolute minimum requirements are 40 max rank, 5 out of 5 quality legendary gems, 24 rank 10 2-star gems, and this alone is over $220,000. In ideal conditions, of course, just for these legendary gems. And that's having max rank gems equipped, then you put max rank gems inside of your gems, and then you have max rank
So it's
gems
just
inside of your wing. And let's not forget about
gems
the normal
in gems into wings into this. Soon they're gonna introduce a halo. You're gonna use a halo, and you can put gems inside the halo. And then they're gonna introduce an aura around you, and you can put gems into the aura. And then they're gonna introduce feed glow, and you can put gems into the feed glow. Okay, so you buy a vanity item and then put gems in it. That's like, I feel like they could have been a little more creative with like their monetization, but they're like, F it, we're lazy, we're just gonna do gems, everything, gems, gems, gems. We have this super predatory monetization way in the game, and we're just gonna abuse it. So there's like, we don't care about introducing anything new. We're not gonna get like cards or like another way to power up or emblem. We're just gonna gems, 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 gems.
because these players who are maxing out their resonance are also the types to have rank 10 normal gems. Again, almost 20,000 duplicates per
They have,
gem.
yeah,
So these
obviously
guys are
that
going to
full
get
rank
all
tanks.
20 normal gems to max rank because you can't be walking around with some little rank 7 and rank 8 red slots if you're going to be a
Yeah,
real whale. They have all got to be 9 and 10, if not all
obviously
10.
full level
So
10.
for the cheaper red gems, each rank 10 is going to cost you about $1,000.
Okay.
And then for the yellow gems, you're going to be spending about $1,500 per slot. And then for the more expensive blue gems, specifically the sapphires, they're going to be about $3,500.
Okay, guys. Maybe Throne of Liberty isn't that pay to win after all. Because this is just for the basic gems. And with this amount of money, you could probably almost. Okay. You can be good geared for like 2-3 months in TNL until a new update comes. I feel like with this amount of money. Right? Because Lucent is 6,000. So you get 60,000 Lucent every 1,000. So this is like quick maths, 200,000, $200,000, 200,000 Lucent. With 200,000 Lucent, you can get max heroic traits. You can get arc boss weapons, and max gear. Yeah, for in one update, this is enough. This is just the bare minimum in Diablo Immortal.
Per gem.
Maybe Total
So
Liberty
in
isn't that
total, that's
bad.
an additional
Also, I'm
41,000.
obviously being sarcastic. Okay, if any game, if you have to spend more than $100 every update to be super competitive, it's extremely pay to win. We need to stop accepting this stuff. This is why game companies do this. Look how much money they're making.
$1,000
It's
on normal
nasty.
gems alone. And you're also going to be spending hours, if not days, just staring at the market, sourcing the almost 400,000 duplicates needed to rank these up. But that's not all. These whales have their gems maxed out, so why not max out their familiars as well? The
Yeah, the
best
pets.
familiars or pets are going for millions of platinum, and the ones you'll see these guys wearing are going to cost around $1,000 each. And
Just
I can tell you with
1,000?
certainty that they will have multiple pets of this sort. And I mentioned the Sanctum earlier in this video. Well, the account we're looking at now has his completely maxed out. And it's hard to say exactly how much this would cost because I'm unsure of how many days you'd need to open all these chests because you have to do this every single day. But this will run you somewhere around $15,000. So now that brings our grand total to max your account like these Giga Whales to $281,000. And this is assuming that you're able
Oh
to
my
straight up buy
god.
everything from the market, which in the short term is not really achievable because if you remember, we need 74 duplicates for each legendary gem, and then you need 40 of these total, and that's almost 3,000 duplicates to max everything out.
Basically
now,
a
you can also
house.
just buy the crest with orbs and hope that you get gems that you need, but that'll also require you to run tens of thousands of Elder Rifts. And then you have to also hope that you get what you need. And doing this is more expensive in the long run, but not by much. If you go on rate, then you can have all your gyms maxed out for a similar price of like $250,000, which would bring the total to about $311,000.
That's
However,
crazy.
in the real world, you'll find that these mega whales have more than just the minimum of 40 legendary gems. A lot of these gems that you put inside of your gyms are also ones that you'd like to use yourself. So you're going to have multiples of these, and then each time new gyms come out, you're going to want to get your
That's the
best.
thing. They're just gonna keep introducing stuff, just like I said. I mean, this is endless loop. The people that spend, oh, I finally spent a $500,000 to max my character. Yeah, wait till next update. You need another $500,000.
74 copies all over again. So in practice, you'll see that these whales will have closer to 60 max rank gems. And now this is going to cost you over $330,000.
How much is Diablo Immortal
Or if you want
making?
to run the crest yourself. So
'Cause I knew they
make
were making
reasonable
a lot
assumption as to how much it
at
costs
release.
to max your account, like these specific Giga Whales. And that number is $391,000. Again, in ideal conditions. So it's not crazy.
Diablo Immortal, I found here. Diablo Immortal generated 6.5 million in-app purchases revenue in February 2025. 6 to 7 million in mid 2025. Have you accumulated 500, almost a billion? That's insane. They're still gonna make like over 60 mil this year.
Easy to assume that they've spent over $400,000. But before we go, I mentioned that we take a look at how JT is all business is doing.
He didn't
As
quit.
He is the original whale of Diablo Immortal, and he's probably the reason that most people know about Diablo Immortal or know that it's so pay to win. So if we take a look at his account, we can see that he's no longer 5k rezo, of course. He's now up to almost 12,000 rezo.
It's not max
So
though.
he's still up there when it comes to whales, yet he's still pretty far away.
Level rank 9. Look at this guy, guys.
And then looking at his normal gym,
He had some rank 9 gems. Oh my god.
they're pretty much all
L.
rank 9 and 10.
Only
JT
rank
was
9.
Probably one of the first few people to have any normal gym at rank 10 when he ranked up a ruby to 10 over 2 years ago. He picked rubies because they're the easiest to source since, as I've mentioned, no one really likes them. And you can even see now that he doesn't even have the ruby socketed. So it really was just for the love of the game. And then also looking at his sanctum, we can see that the important things are maxed out, but it's not completely maxed out yet. And that's because I'm pretty sure he's taken some extended breaks from the game. So if
Bro, you don't need breaks from this. You need to quit this. You need to quit this
you're not doing
ASAP.
this every day, then you're really not going to be able to max it out. So that's how JT's doing now. He's definitely still a big whale, but not even close to the Giga Whales, since it takes so much to reach the max level on your gyms and so on. So would you say it's worth it to spend this much? I'd personally never say it's worth it to spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars that some people have spent, but I'll leave you with something to think about. These are people just spending money on a hobby of theirs. And I know I've personally spent over $10,000 on the gym and gym related things in the past 3 years. That's including, protein and gas and all this. And that's a cheaper hobby than most. Some hobbies, like golfing specifically, or collecting.
Well, I do understand spending money on hobbies because I do agree on that. That's what I've said. It's like at the end of the day, people that say like don't spend money in games, I'm against, because you should spend money in games, because it's just like, let's say you go to the movies, right? You go to the movies for 2-3 hours, you spend a couple of 20, $30, right? If you're playing a game for a lot of time, right? Let's say you spend thousands of hours in the game, why not buy something and spend money in it, right? It's, at the end of the day, it's a hobby. What I don't like is the hobby being predatory and being paid to win. If a game was just skins, at the end of the day, you buy something to support the developers, a cool outfit or whatever, I wouldn't mind spending money on the game. The problem is when they try to milk money from you, force you to believe that you need this new item that will make you strong. You need these lottery systems or gem systems. That's where I put like the line, right? Because then you're messing with the psychology of your players that actually are playing and supporting your game to milk them for money.
Things can have you spending tens of thousands of dollars a year. So for most people, it honestly starts to make sense why they've spent so much money in the game. Also some part of this is going to be the gambling aspect.
Gambling, ego
aspect.
aspect.
Addict in themselves, but that really only applies to these big whales, not most people who haven't spent that much money. Now, with all that being said, I would thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy the video, make sure
It's a good video. Definitely check him out. I will link in his channel below, Looney. But guys, That's insanity, man. This pay to win monetization stuff is never gonna stop. At the end of the day, these companies, they want to make insane amount of money, and it's working. These whales are spending 500,000. I don't care how you spend the money, but the problem is when people spend so much money on games, they're gonna keep being pay to win, and it's gonna affect the normal player base. When you can just make a game where one player can spend over $100,000, $10,000 in itself is absolutely insane. 100K is it's not it's absolutely insane. And the thing is, you need, he said, 400,000 or 300,000 to max a character. What you don't know is these players have also made gems and stuff that they didn't need, or have a separate set of gems. So they probably have spent even more. They most likely have spent over 500,000. Probably there's probably players that spend closer to 1 million in this game. Probably a different type of sets and stuff. It's insanity, man. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is actually horrible. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the members of the channel. Maybe I need to get into Diablo Immortal, guys. You know, check out this video right here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.